Welcome to the WP Builds podcast, bringing you the latest news from the WordPress community. Now, welcome your hosts, David Wormsley and Nathan Wrigley. Hello there and welcome to this episode 110 of the WP Builds podcast. It's entitled A WordPress Intranet Solution from WOffice, and it features Baptiste, Debever and Francois Forest. It was published on Thursday the 10th of January 2019. My name's Nathan Wrigley from pictureandword.co.uk, a small web development agency based in the north of England, and I shan't be joined today by David Wormsley because this is an interview episode, and as I say, we shall be interviewing the guys from WOffice, and they also have a SaaS app called Feedier as well. Just a couple of things before we begin. If you wouldn't mind going to the wpbuilds.com website, there's a whole bunch of links that I want to point your attention to. They're all wpbuilds.com/something. And the first one is /subscribe. And if you go to that URL, you'll be able to find all of the ways that we can stay in touch with you. We've got a newsletter, we update Slack channel, we've got Messenger and so on, Facebook Messenger. And really, that's all we do. We pretty much just use those channels for telling you when the latest episodes of the podcast come out. And also we have a Monday news bulletin which covers the WordPress weekly news, and that comes out on a Monday in the morning UK time. Also, if you go to the deals page, which is /deals, you'll be able to avail yourself of a whole bunch of WordPress product discount codes. We've got all sorts on there: Toolset, Malcare, Blog Vault. We've got If So and Security Audit Log and a whole bunch of others. Go and check it out if you're in mind of buying some products at the moment. If you'd like to join us and come on the podcast just because you've got something that you're proud of or you would like to tell people about, it's a short episode and we're calling it Contribute. You can go to /contribute and you can fill out the form. And we've had 5 or 6 of them so far. We video them and put them onto the YouTube channel. And if you've got something you'd like to share, please fill out that form. I'd be very grateful. I'm recording a couple of those today. And what else? /advertise. If you would like to advertise on the podcast, we have banner ads and audio inserts, which you'll hear in just a moment. And finally, /webinars. We have a webinar coming up very soon with Laura Elizabeth from Client Portal. So go to wpbuilds.com /webinars and you'll be able to find out about that one and join us on the evening. Great. Thank you very much indeed. The WP Builds podcast is brought to you today by GoDaddy. Learn how to build your WordPress business with free resources from experienced freelancers, consultants and agencies. You can find it all at x.co/WPBuilds. That's the letter x.co/WPBuilds. And the Page Builder Framework. Do you use a page builder to create your websites? Page Builder Framework is a mobile, responsive and lightning-fast WordPress theme that works with Beaver Builder, Elementor, Breezy and other page builders. With its endless customization options in the WordPress Customizer, it's the perfect fit for you or your agency. Go to wp-pagebuilderframework.com today. We thank all of our sponsors sincerely for their support of the WP Builds podcast. As I said, today we're going to be talking to Baptiste and Francois, who are both WordPress developers. They've got an intranet solution called WOffice. They also have a SaaS app called Feedier, and they're going to be talking about those two platforms today and how they built them and who they're for and so on and so forth. They also talk about their decision to sell them on ThemeForest, which for some people is a bit contentious. And they've also provided us with a couple of options. If you are in the mind to get Feedier, if you use the coupon code WPBuildsLove, so that's WPBuildsLove, you're going to get 30% off your purchase. And they've also said if you're interested in buying WOffice, reach out to them, mention the fact that you heard about them on the WP Builds podcast, and they'll sort you out with a deal. So that's really great. I hope you enjoy the podcast. Hello there. Thank you for sticking with us for the interview part of the podcast. Appreciate you making it this far. Thank you very much indeed. Today we have two people. I'm not even going to try and introduce them by their names because they have lovely French accents and I'm probably going to do it a disservice. So I'm going to hand it over to them, and one at a time, would you introduce yourselves, guys?
Yeah, sure. So thanks for having us first. It's very nice to be here. So my name is Francois Forest, and I'm from Lille, which is in the north of France.
Hey guys, my name is Baptiste. I'm excited to be here as well, and I'm French from the north of France as well.
Great, thank you. So yeah, these two guys have come to my attention primarily because of two things. The first one was an AppSumo deal that they had going on a little while ago for a product called Feedier, but we're not going to really concentrate on that. Maybe towards the end. What we're actually going to concentrate on today is their WordPress specific stuff. They've been doing this for quite a long time, as it turns out, and they've got a really broad and rich set of products that they offer. So I'm going to ask one of you to just give us a little bit of a backstory. When did you come into contact with WordPress? When did you start using it? And what products do you have out there? Although you don't need to go into the specifics, we'll get to that later.
Sure. So we've been doing WordPress for something like more than 5 years. So the first thing we've been doing was using WordPress just for our own website. As most WordPress developers, we've been interested in how the platform was changing and evolving over time. And then what we've been doing is just creating HTML templates. And the next step to HTML templates are WordPress templates. So we've been doing a lot of WordPress templates, and we've been selling them on ThemeForest. But we also been providing free WordPress theme on WordPress.org, as well as free plugins. We've been releasing something like a little bit less, like 5 plugins. And we have currently 4 WordPress themes on ThemeForest. The most known WordPress we have is WOffice, which is an extranet and intranet WordPress theme. And we've been focusing on that one for the last 3 years, with more than 200 updates and something like 8,000 customers right now. So yeah, that has been our primary focus for now.
I should point out that if you head over to ThemeForest or Envato, what you're looking for is you're looking to search for Alka Web, which is ALKA. WEB, and with that you'll be able to see the whole range of stuff that they've got. The one that caught my eye, because I'd not actually seen an implementation like this, my understanding is that there are rival products, but I've never used any of them, so I'm going to concentrate on WOffice, which is big W and then the word office, which is an intranet solution for WordPress. Now, of course, WordPress, as you would understand, is totally capable of doing this, and I'm sure that if you've really got a lot of time on your hands and the technical capability, you could build an intranet yourself, but why bother when these guys have done it for you? So again, whoever wants to take this question on, do you want to tell us what WOffice does? What's its primary purpose, and then maybe later we can get into the specifics of what bits and pieces there are inside it.
Sure. So WOffice, as you mentioned, is an intranet and extranet WordPress team helping companies better collaborate and organize their workflow with a bunch of cool features. So the one we would like to focus on are the knowledge base. So you're able to create some kind of wiki center within your organization, referencing all of the core features or core services you want to talk about. We also offer the directory whereas you can just look up any members of your team, of your organization by any custom field, because one of the main features of WOffice and one of the main difference of WOffice is customability, because you can basically customize everything you want, from the look and feel to the actual features and to the actual fields you want to use for your members, for your for your content.
Does if I was to buy this theme, by the way, if you want to go and check out, and I will come back to this in a minute, if you want to go and check out WOffice, it's WOffice.io, and you've put together a pretty remarkably in-depth website over there. Would this be something that you would need a WordPress professional to install and manage for you, or is it the kind of thing that my mother could cope with?
No, yeah, that's exactly the point. So the point of WOffice, it's a premium WordPress theme. So of course you will expect more than a free WordPress theme. So what we're doing is basically making everything very, very simple. From whenever you got the zip file until you get your complete intranet ready. So the process is, it's very simple. You get the zip, you upload it as any other WordPress theme, and then you pick up a demo you want. So we have several demos available, depending if you want to build an intranet community, if you want to build just a community, something for your school, something for your project that will need collaboration. We'll get that ready just by clicking a button. That will import all the settings, and then you can add your own level of customization. As Baptiste mentioned, you can customize all images, obviously, any color, any feature you want. You take what you want, and then you deactivate what you do not want. And that way, you get very good performances and something that is ready in just 5 minutes. We got a few videos if you want to check out on our YouTube channel that will show you how easy it is to get started with it, and how easy it is to customize it. And we're gonna let you customize every setting, every menu item, every icon, so you get the feel and look you want for your own organization.
The website, if you click on the features button, actually not the features button, just above the features section it's WOffice.io/features. Just above that, you get a list of all the kind of demo modes that you can go into. There's an all-in-one mode, as you described. There's a community mode. It says community demo. There's an intranet. There's a schools and e-learning, and there's a blog one. Is that what you were describing? You pick the one which best suits what it is that you're trying to achieve. So, for example, if I'm a school, I'm going to download or activate, if you like, the template for school and e-learning, and then tweak it from there.
Yeah, exactly. It really is that simple.
Yeah.
And we also have a documentation and a bunch of videos that will just get you started. And you see some feature you want to edit, you're just going to check it out in the documentation, see how you edit it. But it's WordPress, and that's the whole point of WordPress, is that things are very easy. You don't need to be a professional, you don't need to be a developer to get something great out of it. And that's exactly why we're using WordPress.
Yeah, I would hate to think that anybody doesn't in fact know what an intranet is listening to this podcast, but just in case they don't, do you want to tell us what on earth is the point of having an intranet? What problem does it solve, and why on earth would you want to use WOffice instead of some SaaS product which you can get off the peg for $10 a month or whatever?
So the main goal of an intranet, it also depends on your organization, but usually it's easier to smoothen the communication within the organization, to create some kind of central database with all of the information scattered around the organization, and help your employees find them very quickly. Or it's also to manage projects, so simply to just organize as a task and the job of everybody, or to connect people,
Yep.
To exchange, to create forums,
So it's your own. Go on, you carry on.
Just to finish, why you want to use WordPress and not another service is WordPress. First of all, is open source, meaning you don't owe anything to anyone, which is a very good thing when you're a company. And it also gives you the flexibility you need, which means WordPress is an ecosystem, is a network where you can add any plugin you want, where you can change anything. You can just well, if you have a WordPress developer working with you, or you're a developer by yourself, you can make it your way, and that's something you will definitely not be able to do with a SaaS service. Like you won't be able to pick up in like 50,000 plugins, you won't be able to say, okay, I want when I click that thing to go there and to do this, to send this email. And, you can do a bunch of stuff and to automate like any workflow with WordPress very easily, because, like everything is documented. You have filters, you have actions, you can customize everything. And that's definitely the beauty of it, and why our customers pick up WOffice rather than, like SS service. And and last but not least, it's cheaper at the end.
Yep.
Our product is a one-time fee, which means you pay it once, you get support as well from our team, but then, you don't depend on us. You can, well, of course, we provide monthly updates and even like more than that with new features, updates, and so on. But, you don't depend on us. Like if tomorrow we're down, you have your stuff and it's working great.
Yeah.
Which you won't have on a SaaS service. And just to finish to answer the question, the data is on your side. WordPress uses your own database. A SaaS service uses its own database, which means you lose your like company data. Depending if it's a problem or not, that can be a key factor for people to use WordPress.
Yeah. And WordPress is also powering like 30 to 40% of all the websites.
Yeah.
So meaning you can find a developer very quickly. So even if you're not tech savvy guys, you're able to get your intranet up and running, and also completely customize, add any additional features you would want very quickly for not much money. You can find freelance out there.
Yep, I understand. Yeah, so okay, I went over onto the WOffice.io website, and like I said, there were these options to try out demos, the demos that we described just a few moments ago, and I clicked on the all-in-one demo, which amazing. It's a bit baffling at the beginning, I suppose, because like any solution, you need to onboard and you need to spend a bit of time checking it all out. But just to sort of highlight the main features that I can see right away, and then when I've highlighted those main features, probably you guys will go, but you forgot this and you forgot this. So the idea, as you said, is to keep your team or your organization or whoever, it could just be you and your friends organizing a party or something, I don't know. You've got a list of all the members. You've got a nice dashboard to start with, which gives you a resume of kind of everything which is going on. Like there's a little chat thing, there's a poll thing, it shows you the status of the projects and so on. Then you've got the option to check out all the members and put them into groups. You've got a calendar. That's probably the bit that I would end up in most of all, because it's going to show you where all the, where you are with all the tasks and what time, what months and so on they should be done in. Then you've got projects, so that you can create little parts within the intranet so that you can do these things. Shortcodes, I'm not quite sure what the shortcode section is for, but there you go. Then we've got things like courses. You've got this company store section, which allows you, by the looks of it, to sell things via, I'm presuming, WooCommerce. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we're just using WooCommerce.
Yeah.
Nothing fancy.
Yeah. And then there's a directory section. You mentioned the wiki section. I love wikis. You just put, it's like a knowledge base, isn't it? You just stick stuff in there and everybody else can have a look at it in the future. You've got a files manager. That I could see being really useful in my line of work. I'm constantly shuffling files through email, and it's an absolute catastrophe because I have no idea where anything is. So it's quite nice to sort of put them here, and you can tell people, look, there it all is, go and find it yourself. You've got charts and stats, so your sort of typical arrangement of bar charts and so on and so forth. You've got maps in there and things like that, and then you've got a news and a contact us section. I'm out of breath. So there's a really, really large amount. My first question, which has got nothing to do with the product itself and how to use it, but how long did this take to put together?
What do you mean?
The whole thing.
For the demos, because the demos takes a lot of time to build, and they take even more time to actually maintain, because the problem with this kind of product is you've got to update the content. Like, people are posting stuff, all the time, all the day. And some people are nice, some people are not nice, and you end up with porn images, you end up with a lot of stuff on your demos.
Oh, no.
So, yeah, definitely. And it happens quite often, actually, like every 2 weeks or something. So we need to reset those demos every single day.
Okay.
So, yeah.
But it's not very comfortable to receive an email from a potential client saying, "Hey guys, I think your demo is broken with a porn image or something."
Oh dear! But this exact configuration of WOffice that I'm playing with on the demo version. Okay, so it's regenerated each day. But would I get that exact configuration of options in the menu and capabilities if I bought it and then clicked and decided to use the all-in-one demo template, if you like?
Yeah, that's the whole point. So
right.
Yeah, it will just because we're importing plugins as well and everything. So yeah, it will work just as it works in the demo. There's it's very simple actually. We just copy paste. Well, obviously we'll erase your current database.
Yep.
So it will override everything. But it will just copy the database and copy the WP upload folder and WP content one. So yeah, you will just get the exact same result.
The people who are listening to this podcast, they're using WordPress all day, every day, and most of them, that is their job. Their job is to build WordPress websites for clients, and that's what they do. Including me. And so the thing that's sort of interesting to me about this is not only could I use this for my own business and keep the people that I need to keep in touch with, I could use it for me and what I do, but also I could purchase this and configure it to work for a client. I presume that the license would cover me buying it and then putting it on a client website. That would be all okay?
No, we're selling our product on ThemeForest, and therefore we bind to the policy, which is very simple. Whenever you buy one standard license, you can only use it on one site.
Yes.
But it's a one-time fee. So meaning if you want to build two intranets, except they're on the same domain, which is a different case, you will need to get one license per website.
Yes.
So if you're an agency, it's one license per customer, basically.
Okay.
But it's the same for every WordPress theme or every premium WordPress theme.
Yeah. Is there an option to sort of, because sometimes there's like an agency plan or something where you spend more and you're then entitled to like 15 or 20 installations or something like that?
Yeah, I'll let Baptiste answer that one.
So, sorry, what was the question?
So do you have an option not to just buy one and then another and then another and then another? Is there an option to buy like an agency kind of deal where you could install it on 10 or 50 or unlimited? Is that license available?
Yeah, so one of our goals at the moment is to build up our kind of partnership programs with agencies mainly. So we have, if you go on WOffice.io/partnerships, you can reach out to us, and we basically find the best deal for you. So depending on how many licenses you would need and how many clients you plan to install WOffice on, and then we work out the best deal, and we get you it's a nice discount.
Okay, so that's at WOffice.io/partnerships if you wanted to explore that. Okay, so let's get into the nitty gritty of it for a few minutes, if that's all right.
Yeah.
The bits that I can't remember which one of you it was, but right at the beginning, one of you very briefly talked about the bits that you like best, that clients come back to you and say, "This is great, I like this feature." Would you like to spend 5 or 6 minutes just showing off what the best bits are, the bits that your customers like and that you're very proud of?
Yeah, I can go for it. So one thing that you already mentioned, but I'm just going to give more details. One very interesting feature our customers really love is the dashboard. Because it's kind of unique and you won't find that in any other WordPress theme except like specific intranet, extranet WordPress themes. And we've been doing a lot of improvement in that. And we also have a lot on our roadmap coming soon. But you can drag and drop any widget, which is a pretty cool feature, and it will get saved for every user. Meaning every user on your intranet can get, a unique experience with this unique dashboard. And where the beauty of WordPress appears is the dashboard is powered by a widgets area, as you know it. Meaning is if you install any plugin, you can add any widgets to your dashboard. Meaning you can build your own widget as well. And you can build your own company dashboard with the thing you like. If it's a Google Calendar, it's a Google Calendar. If it's a graph, it's a graph. And you just find the right plugin and then you just plug it in, and there is no integration. It will work just fine. So that is one thing people love. The other things they love are projects. It's very important for companies, and it's very important for intranets as well. So we build this kind of web application within your WordPress theme, which is a complete project manager that you can manage either on the backend or on the front end, which got like is on calendar, is on projects member, description, it's on to-do. It will store email when people are assigned to some task. And as I say, the best part is you can customize it and make it the way you want. So that's something which is very important to us, and we're spending a lot of time to improving it. We will get a report coming soon. And then we're also getting a user menu, which is something you don't get usually on other WordPress theme. It's like a menu that will come for your user where they will find everything they want and everything they need. And again, you can customize it, meaning you can, with a WordPress menu, you can add your own items. And that's something people have been asking a lot, and we've been doing it. And then we are also doing a lot of work with WordPress, which is a very famous plugin for those who don't know, which deal with members in WordPress. WOffice depends on WordPress for all the members features, and it will give you more than that. So it will let you create custom tab for your users, meaning like for every profile in your intranet, you will be able to add social networks. You will be to request a specific address to get a map with all your users' locations in one single map. You will need phone number, anything you want. You can build your own profile for your users, and we're going to give you icons to make them look beautiful. So that's another thing. We're also doing time tracking. Some people ask it. We've done it. We think it's useful. It's just simple widgets. You can track the time you're spending when you're walking. Over the years, we've been doing like a lot of different integration as well. So with plugin, I don't know if you heard of it, Paid Membership Pro.
Oh, yeah.
Which is quite a famous plugin.
Yep.
Plugin. WP directory. We've got our own directory extension, but we're compatible with like most big directory plugins because it's very important. Like if you got a company and you want to show all your different factories, all your different locations to your employees, it's very useful to get all this information, in one single page. So that's something else we've been doing, and then we're trying to integrate as many plugins as possible. But still keeping in mind how to get the experience as simple as possible, and as meaningful, So people, when they purchase WordPress, or even the first user, when they're logged in the intranet, they're not, like bloated with a lot of features. They don't understand what they're for. So we've been spending a lot of time on that. Does that make sense to you?
Oh yeah, it's great. I mean, those features are exactly the sort of things, excuse me, that I would be looking for. The one that I think I would end up in most is the calendar. And then I think the one that would suit me most would be the file manager, and that leads me into a question. So if I was to upload files into WOffice, and those files were very sensitive, and I didn't want people to get access to those, I wonder if one of you could tell us about the features that you've got in place, the security model that you've got, so that somebody can't download stuff that they're not supposed to download, so that if customer A or client A or whatever goes in, they can't see what client Z has got available to them.
Yeah,
But if you want to go for it.
So You have two ways of doing it. You can either restrict access to given pages on a page basis. So you can define if the page is completely public or if the page needs login access.
Mm-hmm.
But besides this, you can also use our kind of roles features where you define different roles. So admin, so it's basically using the default WordPress roles, but
Okay.
we have added additional features on top of that, where you can define if a given members or a given role can see a given type of file, given type of pages.
And let's say, for example, that somebody has a file and I manage to steal their email and I can see the URL to the file. Would I be able to access that even if I wasn't logged in? Let's say, for example, it's an image. Would I be restricted or would I still be allowed to get it? Is it just sort of hiding URLs or is it running through the database before and doing some kind of user check before?
No, it's not. It's not actually in the WOffice scope, meaning it depends directly on your WP upload directory.
Yep.
Because we're dealing only with that directory, meaning it depends how you configure it on your site.
Yep.
But it's more, a server-side kind of stuff where you can just use HTTP access and secure it down.
Yep.
Or you can, and we're also trying to, when there are like those kind of specific features, we're trying to let plugins do the job because WOffice is not here to replace plugins.
Mm.
It's to make things easier and make things look great, like just in a couple of minutes. And we're depending on a lot of plugins, but we're also using a lot of plugins to do stuff we don't want to do. And for security regarding files, which is basically done by WordPress and done very well, there are already so many plugins doing that we said, okay, well, let's WordPress deal with that and let's see current famous plugins handle them. Like just a quick example, at the beginning we had our own role manager.
Mm-hmm.
Right in WOffice, you had the option to create your own role, and we're adding a bunch of capabilities, but I'm just talking about the fact to create role and to change those roles. And then we got so many customers saying, okay guys, that's a good idea, but on the other hand we got plugins which are much better, and our job is not to make a role editor, but rather to wrap everything fine and make it easy for the end user. So at a lot of times we made the decision to say, okay, if a plugin is doing it fine, we're just going to refer to that plugin and make partnership with this specific plugin. So we've been doing partnership with file managers, with calendars. We're using two different kind of calendars, two different kinds of file managers for different needs. But we're trying to focus only on features which are, one, very easy, and two, will work fine with WOffice, and it's not that easy with a plugin. So just regarding privacy, as we're using our own login page for better design or better experience, and as well for the register process, we've been doing our own custom, Google CAPTCHA. Yeah. So we have a specific integration for that one now using a plugin. Same for Google login, same for Facebook login. We said, okay, well, we got plugins doing that, but those plugins are very complex. It's very simple. We can make it in just two options for the end user, and it's going to make his life very easy. So we've been doing that because sometimes plugins are better, sometimes plugins are not that better. So we need to find the right workaround where it's easy but makes sense for the end user.
Another quick question about the future. Obviously, at the moment, your page is indicating that it's sold in the high sort of 8,000s, and so there's a business here. You can keep this going. Obviously, if the sales keep coming in, this can be what you do for a living. With that in mind, do you have a kind of roadmap of things that are going to be pushed in the near future, stuff that you're working on right now that you could share with us?
Yeah, actually we've got an update coming tomorrow, so it's quite we're trying to update every 2 weeks. We've been working on other products, so it's been a bit tough. We're more like we're trying to do less than a month, but whenever there is an issue, whenever there is something caused by a WordPress update, plugin update, we're just going to push a release. What we have coming very soon and very shortly are things like project statue. We've been working on that right now.
Okay.
We have also a new partnership with a plugin, which I don't know if you heard of it, the VC Super Bundle, which is a plugin for the Visual Composer, which is adding a lot of blocks. And they got in touch with us. We love what you're doing. Go check out what we're doing, and if that suits your purpose, if you think that can be useful for your customers, make the integration. So we've done it, so it's coming and it's available for all our customers, because updates are always free. So you update it and then you got a free plugin, which is premium because we buy a specific license with them. And then we will also improve our own directory extension to provide custom fields. Which we're already doing, but we're just going to improve it on the front end side.
Okay.
And then we got, as I said, we got like a lot of improvements coming on the projects because it's very important, such as reports, graphs. We want to be able to have better to-do, like sub to-dos. And it's something that takes time, but we're working on it. And then we've got a very interesting feature regarding the search feature of Office. We think it's good, it's working as all other WordPress themes, but we will try to do something way better that we'll just look in, because, search is very important for any website, but it's even more important for an intranet because you're not only searching in posts, you're searching in files, you're searching in members, you're searching in private messages, and you're searching in all these things. We're trying to do that, and we are also trying to make changes on we've been developing our own custom private chat. Okay, so people can chat with each other.
Okay.
And it's free to use. It's available directly on WOffice. We pushed it like a month ago. And it's completely secure. It works, you just activate it and then you can talk with any of your WordPress friends. You can send any kind of message. You can create discussions as you would do in Facebook, but the difference is that everything stays on your side and everything is secure and it's more work-oriented.
Yeah, I understand. That's great. I mean, it's nice to see that there's enough of a business here that you can dedicate your time to it and push out regular updates.
Yeah, definitely.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, that's what everybody's interested in. They don't want a plugin which is going to evaporate in 10 months' time because there's not enough people buying it and there's not enough. Speaking of buying it. Slightly contentious issue. There's a lot of people in our Facebook group who often throw their hands up when the word ThemeForest is mentioned because it has had a bad rap. What's your thoughts on that? Are you happy with the fact that you've decided to sell it in that marketplace? Do you wish that you sold it independently? Are your hands tied? Were you unable to sell it independently? What's your thoughts?
Basically, so we've been working with ThemeForest and for the last more than 5 years. But so they got a lot of criticism over time, and they're still getting criticized actually. And not even by other people outside of the Envato community, which is a parent company, but also from inside. Like a lot of authors, we've got specific community like Slack channel for that. And there are a lot, for real, there are a lot of criticism for ThemeForest staff. But on the other hand, everyone is criticizing, but no one is leaving. And no one will make the move. And if you open your ThemeForest page, you still get a lot of new WordPress theme, a lot of new content. On our side, we're kind of happy with it because we're on a specific niche, which means we're lucky enough to not have a lot of competitors around, and we're having good relationship with our competitors. But for other part of the market, like the business markets, all the creative teams, the blog teams, it's a very, very tough business because you're spending months without getting paid. You're just pushing your work, and then it get released. You spend 5 months on it, and then you refresh the page 1 week later, you got just a couple of sales and you got 10 new themes in front of you.
Yeah.
It's just started of so many themes. So a lot of people are complaining about it. So yes. And they've been doing a lot of changes as well. You probably heard of Elements.
Envato Elements,
Yeah, Envato Elements. So it's getting quite a lot of people complaining because it's not making a lot of money for the end author. Even though the idea at the beginning was okay, but at the end people are working with it and they're not getting such good results.
Yeah, it kind of feels like Spotify for themes or something.
Yeah, exactly. But like, so WordPress, ThemeForest is fine, but it's not perfect, definitely not perfect. But on the other hand, they're getting a lot of traffic and the quality is here. Like they're making a lot of updates on how they will review things, how they will ensure quality. And it's So we're not a huge fan of working with ThemeForest because we don't have like a specific relationship with them. We're just another belong among a lot of other authors.
Yeah.
And even though we're like early total level 11, no 10, and soon 11. Which is quite big, but they got so many things to do, they just don't really care. But So
I know what you mean. I mean, it's kind of like, they've got a massive audience, so they're the default, and a lot of people go there. I just know that people get a bit ticked off with it because I'm glad to hear that they've got a lot of processes that are coming on board to maintain the quality, shall we say? Because that's been the problem in the past, is that you've had themes in there that do absolutely everything and they're not maintained and they go out of existence, and all of a sudden you've got this theme which is junk and useless and you can't do anything with it. That's really reassuring. Listen, I know that one of you's got to go, but have you still got another couple of minutes?
Yeah. It's all good.
Okay. If it's okay with you, I'm going to totally change tack, and we're going to move away from WordPress completely, because I want to talk very quickly about a product which is a SaaS product that you've got called Feedier, which is FEEDIER.com. This I caught sight of a little while ago because it had a time on AppSumo. The thing I want to ask is, what decided you to go out and build a SaaS product for a start, and why go for the little niche of getting feedback from customers?
Yeah, because to answer the first question, we do love WordPress, don't get me wrong, and we also, as Francois discussed previously, we had our success thanks to ThemeForest, but we selling one-off licenses, we believe that it's not the future, or at least we would rather have something we can receive. Like,
I applaud you. That's the right answer. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, you get what I mean. And so and in the meantime, we were also kind of struggling to collect very good reviews, because as you know, in ThemeForest, the one thing every single author is looking for is reviews, how to get to the top thanks to the reviews. And so we wanted a way to drive reviews, but in the meantime, engage our kind of once-off users, because our clients are basically buying the theme, and then we usually don't hear much from them. So it's very hard to engage with them and to find a way to actually collect feedback from them. So we just wanted to find something to change the way feedback are collected and to kind of gamify the experience, the overall experience.
It's really beautiful. I have to say, it's really nicely done. It kind of reminds me, forgive me for making this comparison, it reminds me in its simplicity, the way that you can interact with things, of a SaaS product called Typeform. Which has, like the ability, and do you know what I mean? There's just like lovely icons of stars, and when you roll across them, they all sort of light up. And so you install this on your website. Presumably, there's a little snippet of JavaScript or something, and it embeds a widget. Think like a chat widget, like Intercom or something, which hovers in the corner of your website, and you click on it, and you can get feedback in any which way, shape, or form you like. But it's so lovely to look at.
Yeah, thanps. But we also have a free WordPress plugin actually, which can integrate directly on your because we're WordPress developers, so we've done it and it wasn't that tough. So you get a free WordPress plugin, you just plug it in, you just plug into your Feedier account, and then you get everything working just fine. So easy peasy.
Yeah, the use case for this for me is selling this Feedier to clients. I can see that, for example, if they've got a shop and they've sold things to people, getting feedback about the products that they've bought, or getting feedback about the site, or getting feedback about literally anything. But it's done in such a clever way. It's kind of beguiling. You kind of get sucked in, like you say, gamification. It asks leading questions and you fill them out in different ways. Yeah, really, really well done. I'm most impressed by it. What's been the sort of market that's bought this the most? Do you know?
So we have two different kind of main targets. It's customer success teams.
Okay.
So mainly people looking after how to engage their users, the customers, and make the experience as best as they can. And also product kind of managers. So this is mostly for software products. And on the other side, we also have all the likes of e-commerce business agency run with e-commerce clients, and when they want to collect just feedback after the order, or if they want to collect feedback on a new product or whatever.
So you can put it on like specific pages and say like the checkout page, show it on the checkout page, or on
but you can also automate all of the process of sending out feedback requests by email or by SMS if you want.
Okay.
And we fully integrated with Zapier, so you can also kind of bind things together.
So you could map out a particular journey or user journey to you've done this, and this. Now show this kind of form based upon what they've done thus far.
Yeah, but there is still like one very important feature about Feedier. The goal of Feedier is to respect the end user compared to other feedback tools, survey tools we've been using in the past. So we're trying to reward the user, which means you give your time to the company and the company gives you something back.
Nice.
For example, if you have like a WooCommerce, WooCommerce page, okay, you have your own shop, you can push a specific email when the order is completed, and you can say, okay, if you have 5 minutes, and those are real 5 minutes because we make the calculation on our side and we give you an average time, and this average is honest, like you can change it. And we say, okay, your feedback matters to us. If you have average time, so if you have 2 minutes, get a chance to win something, which is a reward. So for a WordPress, for a WordPress shop, it will be like a $10 coupon, and then whenever the customer is done with his reward, it will give you his feedback, and in exchange, you will get a coupon to purchase again and become a user that will come back and that will give you your opinion, his opinion. Excuse me. Does that make sense?
Yes, it perfectly.
It's very important because that's the whole point.
It's also a way to kind of boost the loyalty.
Yeah. I'm terrible. I get these feedback emails and basically I don't do anything. I just
that's the whole point of it.
Chuck them in the bin, because why? I'm busy. I like that idea. You do something. It's like rubbing each other's backs. You do something for us, we'll give you something back in exchange. Yeah, it's very cool. What's the pricing? I'm on the website at the moment and I can't see the pricing, so that's why I'm asking.
Yeah, so it's on feedier.com/pricing. You can eat up the menu at in the footer.
Let's have a look.
So it's a freemium model, so you can basically sign up with a free plan, get your heads around the whole concept, try out with the first carrier. So carriers are just our way of defining a survey better. And so you obviously limited in terms of features. And then when it's time to upgrade, we have two different plans, either 50 per month or 140 per month. You can also just reach out and we work out a custom kind of plan.
Well, there's the usual pricing table on the website where you can see a list of added fees. The more you pay, the more you get, basically. The more.
Yeah, but as of right now, you should be able to, if you have like a small website and your own shop, you can use it for free.
Yes.
And like yeah, the product is here to be used. We're doing a lot of improvements. We're pushing for this product updates every week. And we've been listening to customers, and we've got our own roadmap as well. But it's a product that will change, and that is changing, every day. And we're making like improvements to get better responses, to get better rewards, to understand better the customers, to provide better reports. So it's not something which is done, available, and over. It's something in constant progress.
Yeah, it's really. I must admit, the way it looks was a selling point for me. I was really like the way it looks. Exceptional work, guys. Great. Thanks. Yeah, great. Thank you for telling us all about your themes and WOffice plugin. Oh, sorry, that's another theme as well. And Feedier. I'm just going to round it off by asking you if you want to spend 1 minute or something telling us where we can find you if anybody wants to catch up with you about what they've heard today.
Sure. So our main corporate website is at alka-web.com, and you can reach out to us at contact@alka-web.com. We're also available on Twitter at alkaweb, and for Feedier, we're available at Feedier app, and you can reach out at feedier.com.
Okay. That's great. Thank you. Thank you very much for coming on today. I'm sure that there'll be a whole bunch of our listeners who've, without a doubt, there'll be a bunch of our listeners who've needed something like WOffice in the past and have got, WooCommerce clients and people that do need feedback. So hopefully there'll be some comments coming your way. Thanks very much for coming on, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks a lot for having us. Nice and if there is any question, just don't hesitate, fire away, and we're here to reply.
Thank you very much. Well, I hope you enjoyed that. It was quite interesting chatting to those two guys about WOffice and Feedier. Perhaps it's something that you can find yourself using. Brilliant stuff. Today's episode of the WP Builds podcast was brought to you by GoDaddy. GoDaddy Pro is teaming up with web industry experts to bring you practical, real-world advice and guidance. Build your WordPress business with their free guides, articles, and tutorials at x.co/WPBuilds. That's the letter x.co/WPBuilds. And we thank GoDaddy sincerely for their support of the WP Builds podcast. Don't forget, if you do fancy buying Feedier, use the offer code WPBuildsLove and you'll get 30% off. And also, if you like the idea of WOffice and want to give that a try, get in touch with the guys, mention that you heard about them on the WP Builds podcast, and they're going to give you a bit of a deal. I appreciate you listening. I really, really do. I hope that you join us for our Monday newsletter. But if not, I'll see you next Thursday. Bye-bye.